Welcome back. This is the GCAA Sports Network. I'm Rudy Radiger, and we're getting ready for the second semifinal. The winner of this between South Georgia and Andrew College will take on Darton State. So we're getting ready here for the starting lineups. A couple things to keep your interest there. South Georgia brings in a lot of the individual offensive leaders in the Region 17. 46 points by Chanel Frederick. She also has 17 goals and 12 assists. That's where she gets the 46 points. Melissa Carpenter has 24 points. And the top three assist leaders in the region, all from the Hawks. Laura Parsley and Abby Kuno, along with Chanel Frederick. So we're seeing a high-powered attack from the Hawks, but Andrew College playing one of the hardest schedules in the country, giving up not that many goals on the year, 25 goals against. Raquel Haas giving up 20 goals in 15 appearances this year, a 1.46 goals against average. So it'll be offense versus defense. Andrew College looking towards those defenders, as there's Raquel Haas, second in the region in goals against average there at the bottom of your screen. And South Georgia's goalkeeper, second in goals against. But a big difference between the two teams is the number of games played. Andrew College played 17 on the year. South Georgia just 11, one out of region game all season. Andrew College playing against the likes of Eastern Florida, Polk State, Broward, and early top-ranked Spartanburg Methodist. So your starters for Andrew College, the visitors on your scoreboard. In goal is Raquel Haas wearing 23. Kat Yibrin, Hannah Stanley, Kayla Kiefer, Ilaria Burney, you'll hear her called Yaya, Sydney Hoiberg, Carly Hosell, Emily Bogus, Tessa Bates, Carly Kallela, Sydney Oliver are the 11 starters for Coach Corey Harbinson in his third year. And back-to-back years, he's led the Fighting Tigers to a semifinal berth and a number 3 seed. After, if you follow Region 17, it had been years, maybe ever, since the women had gotten into the semifinals. For several years, they had not won a So, after a winless region play in his first year, the Fighting Tigers back in the semifinals, facing off against their formidable foes in South Georgia. For South Georgia, Rachel Harden will be in goal. We'll get that graphic up for you. My apologies. She'll be in goal wearing number 1. Laura Parsley, followed by Ashley Schellentrager, Jenna Corley, Melissa Carpenter, Kristen Hogland, Bailey Pickering, Chanel Frederick, Abby Kuno, Jordan Bernard, Emily Sisson are your 11 starters for Ben Horner. And South Georgia received recognition in the national polls this year as well. So we're about ready to do the international walkout. South Georgia is going to be on your board as SG, and Andrew College there as Andrew. So this will be the first half. We'll have the international walkout. I'm going to step aside. This is Region 17. It's broadcast by the GCAA Sports Network. I'm Rudy Radiger. We'll be back in just a moment. So after the lineups and introductions, we're about ready to play some soccer here. We're live from Darton State College in beautiful Albany, Georgia. It's a short drive for Andrew College, about 50 minutes. But for South Georgia, not so close. They're the home team, however. They will be in white with blue shorts and white socks. Andrew College will be in all blue, and we have the first touch of the ball from Andrew College as Kiefer plays it back, and it'll be picked up by, let's get the right roster, Yibrin, and be played by Kalela. Now Kiefer up to Bates and back to Kalela, over to Bogus, up to Hosel. Hosel loses the touch, and it's going to be played out to the other side, and Carpenter's ball forward, looking for Frederick. She's the region leading goal scorer, leading assister, leading point person. She's Miss Offense. And be turned away well by Oliver. Oliver's clearance goes out, and it'll be a throw-in on the far side, taken by Sisson. Emmeline Sisson. throw-in taken. And early ball tried to play. Oliver will knock it down and then play a ball high up. Hosell and Sisson battling. It goes off of Hosell for another throw-in to South Georgia. Hosell wins the battle this time. Touch forward, gives it to a sliding pass by Bates. And now Hoiberg plays it out to Yaya Burney. Burney cuts in and plays it for Hoiberg. Hoiberg, shot deflected off the back of Hoagland. And that'll come into the near side where it'll go out for a throw-in to be taken by Burney. And it'll be throw-in taken by Yibrin. Yibrin's throw-in headed and flicked up in the air. Come back to Yibrin. And shielding goes out. It'll be a throw-in. Quickly taken. And Stanley trying to play direct. Can't find it. Where it'll be picked up by Pickering. Now into the feet of Kuno. Kuno's ball into the near side. Looking for Bernard. And that searching ball goes out. And it'll be a throw-in to Andrew College. So back-to-back years for South Georgia, finishing the regular season number 2, as that's partially playing it across to Pickering, and now venturing forward is Sisson into the feet of Carpenter. Carpenter going forward against Bogus, and that'll be turned away by Colella. If you're tuning in, you can use the Twitter handle Rude Sports. That's mine. That's RUUD Sports. Let us know you're tuning in. No one wanted to interact in the first game. Love to hear from you wherever you may be tuning in around the world. This one's poked forward and combination danger here. As Stanley trying to defend, played across and it'll go out for a goal kick. As the danger run by Chanel Frederick, looking for her 18th goal of the year. Not able to put it on frame, so Raquel Haas will have it for a goal kick. Just underway here, but yet to have a goal. The first goal of this semifinal action today was scored by Darton State about 2.5 minutes into the match, but Frederick now again against Oliver, cuts against Oliver, and Oliver does well to hold off the attacker. And Kiefer looks to get it back, but it's going to be played back. And up into the pacey Hosell's path. Hosell looking for an early ball and not on the same page as the runner from Hoiberg. Toss out by Harden. Rachel Harden on one end, Raquel Haas on the other. And here comes Jordan Bernard trying to go past Yibrin. Yibrin does the best and wins it, but that'll go out for a throw-in deep in the area. But Lauren Valcourt scored her 8th goal of the season, less than 3 minutes into the match, to give Darton State a 1-0 victory over ABAC to send them in the championship game again, as Hoiberg's header goes out, and it'll be a throw-in again. And that'll be taken by Schellentrager. Good to see Kyle Hosell. And good to hear from FM Barnett again. Tuning in, we see Kyle Hosell, Cheryl Martin, and Maya Zazu tuning in. So here is South Georgia trying to get in, and another opportunity turned away, but right back is South Georgia, and Haas is there to collect the shot from Kuno. And Haas's big punt towards Kiefer. Kiefer looks to flick it on for Bates. Bates putting pressure, and Corley's going to have to play that out for a throw-in. If you missed it and didn't get the score of the first game, we just gave that 1-0 in favor of Darton. They advance to the final. And the winner of this will go on to play them and Darton, the 8th ranked team in the nation. And South Georgia building up play, looking over into the wide area here. And Yibrin wins the tackle, wins the throw-in. She's able to get it off of Bernard. So Yibrin's throw tried to be flicked on by Hoiberg. Kalela will play it for Hosell from one Carly to another, but that's intercepted by Sisson, who loses it, but will win it right back. Bogus has the touch around her by Carpenter, but she'll track back and play it out of trouble, giving South Georgia a throw-in on the far side. Throw-in taken into Pickering, and battling is Kalela, who wins it for Andrew College, and her searching ball will be picked up by Hoagland, who will play it right back and out of play for a throw-in taken by Emily Bogus for Andrew College. And Kayla Kiefer has that knocked away and out for a throw-in. Kiefer, the sophomore, will take it and throws it for Hosell, who can't get it. And here comes South Georgia into some space, stretched as Andrew College, but it'll trickle, and Haas, who slipped there, is able to still get there in plenty of time. Yibrin lays it back to Stanley. Stanley's ball looking for Bernie, can't get it, and so Stanley tries again, and Schellentrager will get it. And her pass is going to be picked up by Frederick. Frederick's shot is collected by Haas. The ball bounces and will fall to Hosell, who touches around. Little Hoiberg will deflect it, and South Georgia looks to slow it down here. And swinging around the back, looking to maintain a little bit of composure. Back into the middle. And Kalela steps in, gives it to Hosell. Having her back there to goal, as they say. She's not able to use that pace that she has. Now forward looking for Tessa Bates. And it's intercepted by Corley. I want to say hello to FM Barnett from the Cayman Islands watching. And here's Bernie. Putting pressure, and it's going to be out of play as Schellentrager couldn't keep that in. Throw in. And battle, and the ball goes out off of South Georgia for a throw into Andrew College. Taken by Yibrin. Throws in square to Bates. Bates has it tackled away, and she goes down. And she looked like she got kneed in the back a little bit. And here's Hosell looking to play it in, looking for Kiefer. And she's onside, plays it across, deflects, and will go out. And it'll be a corner kick, the first of the match. So it'll be a corner kick taken by Kayla Kiefer for Andrew College. So just about 11 minutes into the match, Kiefer will take the in-swinger, left foot, towards the top of the box. And ball is bounced and deflected as Hoiberg's looping shot almost got over the outstretched fingertips of the goalkeeper. in Hardin. Hardin making 81% of her saves on the year for a 7-1 record. Just about gave up a goal there. Tessa makes a tackle from behind. It'll be a free kick to South Georgia. And Schellentrager will take that. And Schellentrager kick is won by Hoiberg, but it'll be out of play for a throw-in to South Georgia, taken by Schellentrager. Throw-in taken towards the middle of the field, picked up by Pickering, under pressure by Colella. And combination play looking for Hosell. She'll pick it up and look to turn. And looking for Kiefer towards the byline. And Kiefer pokes it, keeps it in play, but it'll be a free kick. And after a long delay, it's taken and played into the feet of Kuno. And back forward now played for Parsley. Lose it. But Hoiberg can't get it to one of her teammates. Yibrin wins it. Comes to Bernie. Bernie under pressure will play it back to Yibrin. Bates' layoff. Oh, we'll say it's a turnover, if you will, but it'll come right back to Andrew College, and Hannah Stanley plays it to Yaya Bernie. Bernie looking forward. A lot of standing and kind of looking from the attacking players of Andrew College. Not a lot of movement up there. Both these teams yet to really find the touch, if you will, of this game, feeling each other out. They both played each other twice already. And Stanley will have it. Plays it for Hoiberg. Layoff looking for Yibrin's, given away, and Sydney Oliver will play that into space, and there is pace of Carly Hosell looking to get past her marker, but coming back to pick it up is Hoagland. And now Hoagland turning away, and it's Carly Colella playing it out to Kiefer. Kiefer to Hosell. Hosell. Ball bounces. Hoiberg tries to turn. Can't get on the end of it. And the ball into space is well out of the mark of Chanel Frederick. So it'll be a throw in to Kat Yibrin for Andrew College. Plays it for Hoiberg. Takes it on the chest and turns and plays it into the corner, where it'll be brought forward by Corley. Layoff by Frederick to Bernard, and Bernard loses it, and it'll be a throw-in to South Georgia. It'll be taken by Schellentrager, and Parsley flicks it on, and that'll be out of play. Andrew College will again look to defend, throw-in right around midfield. Throw-in taken right towards the middle. Parsley is there, and Oliver coming up from that center back position looking for Bates. Bates looking for Hosell, as bursting forward is Hosell. Hosell, ball across the box, looking for Yaya Bernie. It avoids her. And battling, and it'll be out for a throw-in to Andrew College. Taken by Bernie. Looking for Tessa Bates. And it's flicked. And Yibrin towards Bates. Bates will bring it back to Stanley. And Stanley will swing it around to Emily Bogus. Bogus having a bobble touch there, and it'll come into the feet of Frederick. Frederick looking out wide.
Bogus having to come back and defend, wins the ball, and will have time and space where she plays towards Oliver, picked up by South Georgia. Frederick not able to get back past Hannah Stanley, sophomore defender, stands up her counterpart, and Frederick, the touch goes into Raquel Haas there. .28-28 remain here in the first half. Hosel looking to burst forward, but back to recover is Hoagland. And the ball out to the near side here. And combination play by South Georgia as they'll look to work it around the back and out the other side to Sisson, who chases and keeps that one in play and gets it to Carpenter on the far side. Carpenter looking towards Frederick. Frederick being held off by Oliver, and it'll be a corner kick. So South Georgia with a corner kick here. 27:45 remain in the opening half here. No goals. The first game, if you're just joining us, 1-0 in favor of Darton State, the number 8 ranked team in the country, defeating ABAC, ends ABAC's season, and continues Darton's look for another region championship as Frederick header is well wide of the mark as that corner went to about the 6-yard box. And the goal kick taken by Haas. Deflection by South Georgia goes to their own teammate, even though it went backwards. And now looking to square it across. Hoiberg comes and will play it out to Burney. Burney looking forward and knocked down by Schellentrager. But Yibrin will give it back to Burney. Burney into Hoiberg. Hoiberg from Tennessee gives it back to Burney, back to Hoiberg. And plays it across to Kalela. Nice little move, gets past 2 defenders, plays it over into space, looking for Kiefer. Kiefer gets past 1, plays it towards the back post, and keeper comes out, basket catches it. And going forward, and ball is intercepted by Bogus. Up to Kiefer. In to Bates. Bates is muscled off the ball by Pickering. And that's cleared away by Stanley. Up to Bates. Bates lays it off for Kiefer. Kiefer looking up the line and out of play. I want to say hello to Judy Harbinson, who says, "We are watching and cheering proudly from Boca Raton, #Lady Tigers, Judy Harbinson." Thanks for watching, and if you want to do the same, let us know you're watching. You can use the Twitter handle @Rude Sports. That's RUUD Sports. This is the second semifinal, the final match of tonight in Region 17 women's soccer action. As the throw-in from Yibrin to Burney. Burney gets a meg and can't get it, but then the ball back from Hoiberg is knocked out from by South Georgia. They'll play in the middle, looking for Parsley. Now looking to go forward, surging forward. Oliver trying to stand up the mark. Frederick will shoot, and Raquel Haas is there to collect the left foot strike by Chanel Frederick. And a punt from Haas is won by South Georgia's Pickering. She'll play it back. Schellentrager here on the near side will play it forward. And just about losing it, but Schellentrager gets it back, and her touch will go out. And good touch there by Coach Corey Harbinson on the near side in front of his bench. This will be a throw-in to Andrew College, and we'll see the first substitute Ashley Hagenbaugh comes into the match. And we get a free kick for Andrew College on the handling. And that ball looking for Bates. Bates cannot quite get the final touch necessary. Carly Colella looking over to Kiefer, and Kiefer putting pressure on and blocking it and sending it out for a throw-in way on the far side. So the throw-in will be taken. And short, blocked down, it'll come to Hagenbaugh. Hagenbaugh lays it down on the ground. Nice for Bernie. Back to Hagenbaugh. Kind of a prototypical holding mid. Ashley Hagenbaugh showing there right away. Didn't quite what she wanted to see, so she was able to turn it back. This time she'll spray it out to Kayla Kiefer, and the touch from Kiefer goes off and out for a throw-in. Throw-in and touch bounces down, and pressure coming from Bates. Can't get as South Georgia playing with the ball deep in their own half, and now they'll play it forward. And Carpenter surging forward, getting past Bogus. Laying to Frederick, now back to Kuno. Pressure coming from Hagenbaugh. Slide tackle, knocks it down. Frederick looking for the ball to get through for the feet of Parsley. But turned away by the Andrew College defense. Schellentrager to take it. Looks into the middle. Pickering looks to Frederick. Frederick, ball to the backside of the box. And trouble here, but Haas coming out. Up to collect it is Raquel Haas over Melissa Carpenter. And here comes another attack from South Georgia. Frederick trying to lay it between, but Bogus turns it away right back to South Georgia. They'll stay on that side. Now Frederick will spray it to the near side where Yibrin's header goes to Hagenbaugh. And Bernie trying to put pressure. Yibrin to Stanley and back to Yibrin. Up to Bernie. Bernie lays it back to Kat Yibrin. And right on the sideline, and it's going to say it was out for a throw-in. Apologize, we didn't see Maurice Robinson's comments in the first game. Maisha Robinson's parents saying hello from Stewart, Georgia earlier. Ken Bogus saying he's watching from Ohio, a Buckeye. And Kiefer trying to poke it through, but it's turned away by A-back. Or excuse me, South Georgia. Trying to switch from one game to the next, and here's pace on the far side by Carpenter against Bogus, and Carpenter will win a corner kick for the team in white from South Georgia. Taken on the far side. Looks like it's going to be an outswinging right foot. I believe that's Jordan Bernard. She drives it towards the near post. Left, Frederick steps over, or gets the deflection, and it's picked up by Haas. Has a designed free kick there, left at the near post, and Frederick, her shot was redirected, but Haas able to get on it, and now comes into Bernie, who loses it for a moment, but Bates trying to find Kiefer on the far side. And now Kiefer steps in, gets it to Bernie. Two players go down, one for each team. Bernie comes forward, strikes, and that's a collection. Ambitious from the sophomore Yaya Bernie. And Rachel Harden, an easy collection. Hagenbaugh and Carly Colella combined to win that ball back. Colella now under some high pressure will play it out towards Kiefer on the far side. Kiefer comes inside to Bernie. Bernie tries to return the favor, but the deflection stolen by Hagenbaugh to Bates. Bernie to Hagenbaugh. Bates is in space. Bates is in on goal. Bates looks to tuck it away, and it's turned away by the goalkeeper. Kiefer is still there with the ball. Look to the near post, and it is going to be a corner kick, I believe, for Andrew College. And we'll see Agnes Evangelista coming on, the resident Australian for Andrew College. The substitute, 5 goals and an assist on the year. Ties for the team lead for Andrew College in goals, with Yaya Bernie, who had 5 goals and 6 assists. Service into the box near post. Layoff, and Hagenbaugh will be there to collect it and plays it back to Bogus. Bogus plays it across towards Stanley. Stanley under pressure. Turns past Schellentrager, but has it won back, and Stanley will have to hustle back as it's a counterattack for South Georgia. And Frederick coming to the near side, but it's a Parsley past one, and Oliver's there to win the ball, but gets a big chunk of the player, and it will be a free kick for South Georgia as Parsley was taken down on the challenge by Oliver. I want to say hello to Joe Stanley. Says he's going home to England tonight, but watching the game from the Atlanta airport. He says Tigers can do this. Hannah's family. So I want to say hello to the Stanley family as this cross is towards the back post, and Oliver's there. And then Kiefer knocks it down as their counter number Carpenter. Shot is saved well by Raquel Haas. Classic save by the freshman goalkeeper. So it'll be an in-swinging corner for South Georgia. Taken by Bernard towards the near post. Kiefer there to play it back, and Bernard picks it back up and deflected by Stanley. It'll be another corner. Also like to say hello, and I'm going to use the Twitter handle. It is OLGUITAROD. And watching from Macon, Georgia. And this is an in-swinger again. And this one bypasses. Kiefer's there, though. Plays it down to Carly Hosell. Hosell with pace. Charging forward. Looking for Yaya Bernie in the wing. Bernie putting pressure. Schellentrager will beat her to it. Forcing her backwards is Bernie. Schellentrager looks to turn. Schellentrager backheels it. And Agnes Evangelista looking to play it back and out of the reach of everyone except Parsley for South Georgia. Parsley playing it over into space as this game has opened up, but that is out of the reach of Chanel Frederick. End-to-end action now as the first game, very slow, very defensive-minded from ABAC. This game wide open. You've got the number 2 and number 3 teams locking horns, playing end-to-end right now with under 15 minutes to go in the opening half. 0-0 is the score. Both teams looking for that opening goal, which could be a decisive goal. It was earlier. 1 goal is all it took as Darton scored early in the match to win 1-0 over ABAC to advance to the region championship game tomorrow evening. It's Olga Rodriguez. Thank you for rooting for the Lady Tigers from Macon, Georgia. Hashtag almost and shoot. It'll be an out-swinging corner from the far side. High looping, looking for Frederick, And Agnes is there to play it away, but not out of danger. Ball bounces down to Hosell into space. Stanley making a run forward from that center back spot. Back to Kiefer, and Kiefer looking for Evangelista. Ball bounces between two South Georgia defenders, and the Australian puts pressure. She's there again. Tackle. Bernie looking to get it, and just screeching past her. And here comes Parsley bursting down the near side, and turned away by Yibrin. It'll be a throw-in for South Georgia, right in front of the Andrew College bench. Waiting on a ball to come for Schellentrager to take the throw. South Georgia's love to throw the ball square into a checking player. See if they do it again here. They found a lot of space into that, but this time they're going to throw it up towards Frederick. Yibrin's there to deflect it, and Carly Kalela plays it out as two have gone in between the two pitches here at Darton State College, the match pitch and the training area. Schellentrager throws. There's that check, and ball bounces down. Danger here. Oliver tries to turn it away, but it's going to come back in a stutter step, as it looked like Abby Kuno was maybe trying to throw the defender off, but in the end looked to throw herself off, and it goes out for a goal kick. And we have Bernie go out, and returning Tessa Bates for Andrew College. Goal kick taken. Kalela's flick on. Comes to Bates. Bates tries to flick it on herself, but it'll come back, and Bates has it poked away. But a pass comes to, as it's just going to roll out finally, as back and forth. No one could really get it, and Yibrin's going to throw it in towards Bates. Bates turns, and Pickering will play it back to Oakland. Hoagland up as it goes 9-8-7 to Carpenter. And Carpenter trying to play it forward, and we see Kiefer go down in a heap as 7 tackles 7. And it'll be a free kick for Andrew College on the foul from Melissa Carpenter on the far side. Free kick taken by Ashley Hagenball, and it was flicked on, and it will go down to the byline, and it'll be out for a throw-in down by the corner flag. Looks to be taken by Carly Hosell. Under 11 minutes to go here in the opening half. No score. Throw-in taken. Into the box. Misplayed by South Georgia, but no Andrew College player is there, and so they'll look to get out of trouble to Parsley. Bursting forward on the left side. Looking in now, cutting in, does Parsley. Back out towards Frederick. Frederick going towards the byline, covered by Stanley. Stanley giving some space. Frederick asking for some help, and now looks to go by Stanley. Gets a deflection, gets into the box, stumbles, and will get a corner kick. So another corner kick for South Georgia. Be on the near side. Parsley will look to take it. In-swinging corner kick taken by Laura Parsley, the sophomore. 10 games, 7 goals, 9 assists. She'll swing this into the near post. Stanley's there and heads it away, so Parsley will take another. So a lot of players at the top of the box for South Georgia. Only one right on the 6-yard box all by herself, and Stanley is there to head it away. And Parsley will now look to hand it off for the throw-in to be taken by Ashlyn Schellentrager. Schellentrager looking into the box and bounces. Stanley goes over her head. Oliver's there on Frederick, and Oliver will play it up into space, but picked up by Corley. Over to Schellentrager. Schellentrager intercepted by Yibrin, and a deflection comes to Bates. Kiefer lays it off back to Bates. Sophomore to sophomore. Bates up to Kiefer. Back up towards Tessa Bates, and it's going to be played away. But there is Bogus, and her clearance is won by Pickering. Pickering's ball. Stanley gets a piece on it, just enough to avoid Frederick, and Yibrin is pulled down, or no, it's going to say a slide tackle. Yibrin battling, Stanley's there to clear it away. Another wave coming from South Georgia, playing it wide as Frederick will pick it up. With time and space, she'll turn and scissor and get past Hosel. And the shot goes well, begging from a player with so many goals on the year. I'm sure she's not real pleased with that one and doesn't look it, but she made space for herself, and she's causing the Andrew College defense a lot of concern. But 0-0 is the score, under 8 minutes to go here in the opening half. This is the GCAA Sports Network, and I'm Rudy Radiger, bringing you today's action. We'll be back here tomorrow. The men's and women's championship games will be live here on the GCAA Sports Network as Kiefer looking to battle and wins a throw-in on the far side. So the winner of this will advance to play Darton State, the number 8 ranked team in the country, the number 1 seed. Right to this point, there's been no upsets. There was nearly one earlier as ABAC fell valiantly in a very tough defensive battle, 1-0 to Darton State, so the number 1 advanced over the number 4. Bernie tries to turn. Schellentrager stands her up and wins it, but has nowhere to go yet, and Schellentrager will kick it out of bounds. And will be a throw-in with 7 minutes to go for Andrew College, taken by Bernie to Yibrin. Yibrin pings one and going to be won by Pickering. Pickering plays one into the channel, and here comes Parsley bursting down. Stanley comes to defend. Stanley comes over, slides, and knocks it out. So it'll be a throw-in. Pickering takes it quickly, brought down by Kuno, and Stanley plays it away. Bates nods down the header to Bernie. Bernie wins the tackle, but it's going to come down to Schellentrager, who plays it into the path of Pickering. And Pickering, looking over for Frederick, is turned away by Oliver, but right back into the path of Bernard, over on the far side to Carpenter, who's defended by Bogus, and Bogus will play it, but it went out for a throw-in to South Georgia. Cool evening here, but clear, beautiful skies. It was warm earlier. Temperature dropping off as it actually does. We see sort of fall in the south for Mr. Bogus up in Ohio. I'm sure the trees are gorgeous. Down here, they're starting to turn and show some color. But here's Kuno playing it across to Bernard. Bernard under pressure from Kalela, and Kalela stops, and Kiefer will pick it up, give it to Bates, and back to Kiefer. 7-17, back towards 17, trying to get into the channel, but it's played back to the goalkeeper, and will be played up, and mistouch. Kiefer will get it, pokes it to Hagenbaugh. Hagenbaugh trying to get past over to Bernie, and it'll be South Georgia picking it up. As Schellentrager playing it up to Parsley. Frederick making a run down the middle, opening up space for Pickering. Sliding it towards Frederick. Out comes Haas. Down goes Haas. Wins the ball and makes the save by Raquel Haas, and Frederick stays down. And South Georgia still playing despite Frederick down on the ground, and finally played out by Andrew College, Ashley Hagenbaugh, as Frederick will be checked on by the referee, and he's telling to wait. As a challenge by Raquel Haas, the two came together in a 50-50 challenge there. But not asking for the trainers right away is a good sign, and she is up on her feet. So Schellentrager with the ball in hand after Hagenbaugh cleared it away to allow the play to stop. So Schellentrager will look to just continue play. And Haas will collect it. Interesting decision that South Georgia never played the ball out, but may not have realized their player was down. So good to see Frederick's all right and plays back underway. Misplayed, and Kiefer trying to get past not sure who 21 is for South Georgia. Have to find the other roster to take a look. And we played by Bernard over to Parsley. Swung over. And Kiefer coming back to win it. Playing it forward to Tessa Bates. Bates turns after looking at Kiefer. Plays it in for Evangelista, but it'll go out for a goal kick. And we'll see a return for Sydney Hoiberg. Hagenbaugh comes off. Ball bounces. Bates is there to deflect it. Gets it back, rather. And will turn in. Carly Colella turns, looking for Hoiberg. Hoiberg touches and can't keep it. And it'll come back. Here's Parsley. Regular name is Parsley, bursting up the line. Gets past Colella into Frederick. And Parsley not able to get it. And it'll be a throw into Andrew College and Kat Yibrin. Martinez Frederick says Rude Sports watching from the Cayman Islands, supporting Chanel Frederick, Khalil Ebanks, and all the Lady Hawks. So thanks for tuning in. Ball swung over to the far side. Hopefully I got that second name right. And bursting down is Carpenter, cutting back against Bogus. Sends the cross in. And Hoiberg's there. Hoiberg will clear it away, but it'll come down to Schellentrager. 2 minutes to go. And now counting down below that. Trying to get to Frederick, back to Parsley. Parsley on the right foot into Frederick. Cuts in. And Oliver there, stands up. Oliver putting pressure and tackles it away. It will be a corner kick. 1 minute and 42 seconds remain here in the opening half. No score here. Only one goal decided the game for Darton, defeating ABAC 1-0. That goal came under 3 minutes into the match. And since then, we have not seen a goal in over 130 minutes. Ball played in swinger towards the back post. Frederick has the head, but it goes off the top of it and out for a goal kick to Andrew College with 1 minute and 10 seconds to go. Driven goal kick by Haas into the path of Kiefer. Kiefer coming forward under 1 minute into Bates. Bates gets pressure from behind, stolen away by Pickering. Now Bernard. And early ball looking in. Yibrin's there. 40 seconds. And Yibrin looking for Agnes Evangelista. Taken away by Corley. And Corley's ball to the other side. Looking for Carpenter, trying to use that pace against Bogus. Bogus tracking back. Carpenter cuts in, has the ball knocked by Bogus, turns Bogus once, and Bogus is there to turn it away. So a corner kick will be hard pressed to get off under 15 seconds here in the half. Carpenter will jog over, 10 seconds now. Looks to set it up and will play a hopeful ball into the box. Stanley's there, and 3 seconds. Stanley will dribble it out and plays for Evangelista. 0-0. That's the halftime score. All deadlocked just as we started here in the second and final semifinal of the GCAA Women's Soccer. This is Rudy Radiger. We'll be back. We're going to step away for halftime. We'll be back in a little bit. Stay tuned. This is the GCAA Sports Network. So just about ready to kick off the second half. 8:07 Eastern Local Time. Back with you, Rudy Radiger here on the GCAA Sports Network. Second half. We won't say it's over till it's over. No score here. These teams deadlocked at 0. No score on the board for the second half kickoff. And here, Hosell looking to try and do something about that is turned away by South Georgia's defense, and it'll be a throw-in as it goes off of Hosell. And that'll be kick over and collected there by Corey Harbinson. So Kiefer throws it in to Carly Colella. Colella turns back, gives it to Bogus. Bogus will bring it forward. No pressure. Ball for Hosell. Hosell takes an ambitious strike, comes down to Sydney Hoiberg. Hoiberg into Hagenbaugh, who playing up top. Little different. Hosell strikes. Big shot. And that one died a little bit on me as looked like it was going to carry a little bit more, but easily collected by Hardin for South Georgia. Booming kick. Frederick not able to get it. And Oliver her pass goes to Parsley. Parsley gives it there to Pickering. And that ball into the near side. We've been told that Sylvana David, wearing 21. Kiefer's flick-on header picked up by David. And she'll put it forward and back to David. Kept in. Kiefer putting pressure. Kiefer blocks it away. And that's going to be coming out is Hardin. But Hoiberg nods it down right to Kiefer. Kiefer tries to poke it past, but David gets it. And swinging it back through Corley. Corley's ball is going to come down to Bogus. And Bogus's ball looking for Colella is picked up by Kuno to Frederick. The leading goal scorer, point scorer, and assister in the region has her pass blocked away. And it'll be swung out to the far side. Coming there is Schellentrager, and her ball into the box is played away, misplayed, and that's going to be Haas looking at it, down and out for a goal kick. So Haas will have a goal kick just into the second half. If you missed the first, no score. Had lots of end-to-end action, but no score for these two teams. South Georgia defeated Andrew College on September 12th, 4-2. And here comes Parsley coming forward, looking for Frederick. She's offside. And Haas collecting it anyway, but it'll be a kick for Haas. And then when Andrew College went to South Georgia, it was a 1-0 victory for the hosts, South Georgia. So 2-0 against Andrew College this year. But neutral site, and the last time they played, it was a 1-goal game. We're looking like it might come down to that today. The first game today, Darton State, the number 8 ranked team in the country, winning 1-0 over ABAC to advance to the Region 17 championship game tomorrow, and will play the winner of this. The winner of that game will go on to play in the Division I NJCAA Women's Soccer National Championship Tournament. Bogus will take the throw-in. Throwing up the line. Hoiberg gets it to Kiefer. Kiefer slots it through for Hosell. Carly Hosell. And her strike outside the box is picked out of the air by Rachel Hardin. Andrew finished the year 8-8-1. Well, I shouldn't say the year. They finished the regular season at 7-8-1 and got here with a 4-0 win. And Haas under pressure plays it, and it's going to be blocked down by Pickering. Bogus up to Kiefer. Pressure coming. And underneath us, out for a throw-in. Carly Colella, one of the freshmen, mistouched there. Bogus will get it and plays it up the line, looking for a searching ball, looking for an attacker, but it's picked up by Pickering. One of the top players today is Pickering. Ashley Hagenbaugh plays it out to Burney. Been very quiet here in the second half. One of the creative players in the conference plays it to the back post, looking for Kiefer. Kiefer under pressure, plays it back across, looking for Hagenbaugh. Hagenbaugh's header up in the air. Hoiberg looking to put pressure, and that one's skied away by Schellentrager. And Burney goes down in a heap, and it'll be a free kick pushed down by Melissa Carpenter. So free kick on the far side. And it'll be taken by Hagenbaugh. Sending the center backs forward. Hagenbaugh's looking for Oliver. Couldn't get it. Comes down to Burney. Burney touches past one and knocked past. Comes back to her and strikes, and off the back of the defender. Out for a throw into Andrew College. Be a substitute for South Georgia here in a little bit, as Sisson will be coming back on. Carly Hosell looking for a big throw, and it's turned away and picked up and played into space, but it'll be Stanley there, sure-footed. Center defender wins it, but it's played right back. Frederick coming to put pressure, and Stanley plays it out of trouble. Over to Carly Hosell. I'm being dive-bombed here by some evening insect. Yibrin looking into the space, but out past Burney. So it'll be a goal kick, and Emmeline Sisson will come in. And coming out will be Schellentrager. So Sisson for Schellentrager. And some shifting around as Sisson comes to right back and David goes to left back. Goal kick take, bounce, comes to Carly Colella, and Hoiberg collides there with Corley. And now it comes back to Andrew College from Hoiberg to Stanley. Over to Yibrin. Now out to Burney. Back to Yibrin. Yibrin with space, able to keep that one in. Into Burney, but out of play. It'll be a throw-in for South Georgia on the far side there, right by midfield. Deflected by Hoiberg, and she'll send Pickering backwards. Over to David. David surveying, plays it into the path of Kuno. Kuno's ball is going to come to Frederick one time into space for Carpenter. Carpenter cuts back, crosses it. Stanley with the back blocks it. The ball comes looking for Pickering on the backside as it squeaks through. Bogus is there, stands up, and Kiefer coming in, looking to win it, looking to turn. Can't get past either of them, battling. As Sisson and Kiefer battling. Finally, Bogus plays it away, comes back. Oliver now looking to stand up. Pickering to the side. Sydney Oliver clears it away, and he'll come back to Sisson. Sisson plays it over to Parsley, and Parsley early ball. Deflected by Stanley. Comes back in a sliding challenge. Ball bounces down, and still challenging coming forward is South Georgia. Turning, Frederick gets past Yibrin. Strikes, and there'll be a free kick, top of the box. So just outside the box, Frederick, who is holding her leg, looks like she will take the free kick. And Frederick will strike this, and it squeaks in. Past the near post, a goal for Frederick. Gives South Georgia a 1-0 lead here, 10 minutes or 9.5 minutes into the second half. for Frederick. Her 18th goal of the year. 48 points on the year. And so bending around the wall past Haas, and a 1-0 lead for South Georgia. Haas will play that forward, and it's going to be picked up and challenging, sending back Carly Colella, and winning it back is South Georgia. Looking for another one immediately, charging forward. Bernard playing it wide into the path of Carpenter. Back to Bernard. Bernard looking for Frederick. Her flick on, and in an offside position. That will not count. That will not count as Kuno rushing on, and South Georgia looking right away to try and score a second. Now Andrew College, Hagenball goes down on the challenge from David. Stanley looking for some options, plays it forward. Kiefer flicks it on, looking for Hosel's pace, and it's turned away. Parsley plays it in to Sisson. Hosel rushing back, knocks it away, and Hosel again winning it. But South Georgia putting lots of pressure. Burney turns inside on the dribble, under pressure from Kuno. Plays it back to Yibrin. Yibrin plays it forward, and David, and nothing like giving away that you just handle the ball when you throw your arms up and say, "That's on me." So it'll be a free kick for Andrew College. Taken by Yaya Burney on the far side. We'll call it 12 yards inside the half. Taken, skipping ball is taken down. Colella sees that ball come all the way on the other end where Stanley will get it, plays it back to Haas. Haas first time. Attempts bouncing over everyone. Now it falls back. Stanley will rush back, plays it back to Haas. Haas again plays it, and Burney looking to get past David. Brings it down, cuts it back, turns inside. Plays it up to Hosel. Hosel looking for Hagenball, and it's turned away. Looking for Hagenball on the slip ball by Hosel, and it's turned away by Hoagland. Back to Hoagland. Or that was Corley, and Corley's ball comes to Bogus. Bogus will look, give it to Kiefer. Kiefer touches past the defender of Sisson. Looking into the box, crossing over the one. Comes back. Hagenball's there. Hagenball's touch avoids her. She's been so good and sure-footed all day, but that one gets past the freshman and comes out the other side. Stanley will keep it in, the attacking end for Andrew College. And will go out, and it'll be a throw-in to the Fighting Tigers off of Carpenter. Julie Stanley says, Auntie Julie and Woody supporting Hannah Stanley and the Lady Tigers from England. Come on, girls, you can do it. I'll remind you, if you want to let us know you're tuning in, you can use the Twitter handle, mine. That's Rude Sports, R-U-U-D Sports. And let us know if you want to give a shout-out to someone. Thank everybody for tuning in. Here comes South Georgia on the attack again, looking into the space, but Parsley goes past Parsley out for a throw-in to be taken by Bogus here on the near side. Bogus takes the throw-in, and Colella loses it. Hoiberg wins it back, and Stanley plays it forward, looking over. It's over the head. Hosel bursting forward. Early ball, looking for Tessa Bates, and it's just out of the reach of Bates. Hosel's pace causing problems for South Georgia. As Bates back in, and Colella header forward, but it comes back. Bogus mistouches it, and here comes Frederick on the back of Bogus. Bogus looking to turn it, plays it away. South Georgia 9-2 overall. Both losses coming in region play. Both to Darton, who won earlier tonight and advanced to the championship. The only out-of-region game for South Georgia this year was Polk State. And here to the end line. And here comes Haas to collect. Ball punted, looking for Hosell. Hosell flicks it on. Tessa Bates has Bernie. Behind Bernie, deflected. Hoiberg will pick that up, maybe. Yes, and turned away by a cover of Jenna Corley for South Georgia. Plays it forward through Carpenter. And across to Kuno. Back to the pacey Carpenter, who cuts inside. Squares it across to Bernard. Turned away. Bernard looking to the backside. And Parsley. Parsley slows it down. Gets past Bogus. Plays one. Yibrin's not there. And skying it over the goal. Chance going begging for Melissa Carpenter and the South Georgia. South Georgia looking for the second goal. 29 minutes just about remaining as Hoiberg going down, but Andrew College winning the ball back. And here comes Bernie bursting forward and then tackled away by David. Yibrin putting pressure and will treat, looking for Frederick. Stanley comes in. Frederick bursting past the Andrew College defense. Bogus comes, and they'll play it across to Parsley. And the ball will send Parsley outside the 18 all the way back to Sisson. Sisson's early ball into Frederick. Yibrin's there to turn it away. And Yibrin this time clears it. I'll come back to midfield where Bates is there to put pressure on. And Bates will be called for a foul. South Georgia lost early in the year, 3-2 to Darton on September 25th. And then on October 11th, their second matchup lost 5-1. Frederick off to Parsley. Parsley tried to flick it back again, and Haas is out there to collect as Frederick came lurking. Kiefer under pressure. Colella playing a combination with Kiefer. Looking forward for Hosell. Hosell gets a touch towards Bates. Bates, long loping strides, not able to get there. So it'll be a throw-in taken by Sisson in front of the Andrew College bench. And that's squared in towards Pickering, and Pickering will play it out to David. David gets fouled by Hosell. And that stern look coming from the referee at Hosell. It looked like she came quite a bit late on that one. Turnover. Bates to Hosell. Hosell back to Tessa Bates. Bates cuts it, looking for help. Kiefer's there behind her. Kiefer under pressure from Hoagland. Plays it up to Bates. Bates looks and sheds off a tackle. Back to Carly Colella. Colella looking for Stanley. Frederick coming and putting pressure back to Kat Yibrin. Now up to back to Yibrin. Yibrin's ball looking for Hosell. Knocked down. And Hosell looking for the threaded pass is turned away by Sisson. Here comes South Georgia and Parsley. Turns back and gives it to Pickering. Pickering under pressure. Will play it, and it's picked up by Bernie. Bernie picking up her head, cuts in, gives it to Hoiberg. Kiefer with space and plays it, comes to Hosell off the deflection from Sisson. Hosell plays it down the line for Kiefer. Kiefer touches past and battling with Hoagland. And coming in to clean up the scraps is Sisson. So it'll be an Andrew College throw-in. Hosell will look to take the throw-in. Frederick forward with 3 Andrew College defenders back. Ball over the top, looking for Bates. Bates plays it across and bodies all over the area. And it'll be a foul as Sidney Hoiberg. And we're going to have a clock stoppage. Checking on a South Georgia player who's slow to get up. Everything looks to be all right, and it'll be a restart by Rachel Harden. Andrew College in the 2 matches as we talk about who's going to play Darton tomorrow in the championship game. We'll get back to that in a moment as bursting forward is Parsley, looking into the space for Frederick, guarded by Oliver. Oliver poking it away, and it will be a corner kick for South Georgia. South Georgia looking to take advantage of every chance to slow the game down and milk that clock with that 1-goal lead with 24-25 to go. It's kind of early, but they're looking at every little chance now to not make it. And swinging out swinger comes, ball bounces, and Yibrin will play it away, and it's going to bounce right towards our cameraman, who will collect it. And we'll get it back. And the throw-in will be taken by Sisson into Parsley, excuse me. Back and service into the box. Cleared away by Sidney Oliver and picked up by Hoiberg. And that'll come right back down. And offside is the call. So Haas to take the ensuing kick, looking for Kiefer, and it's picked up again by Parsley. Boggus's ball is deflected, and Kalela has it poked away from her. And they'll be looking to play it across. Hoiberg pressuring David, and David's ball kept in play by Carpenter, but picked up by Andrew College, played out by Yibrin. Right back to South Georgia possession and back to Andrew College. Tackled by Kayla Kiefer, and we'll have a sandwich in the middle there. Early ball looking into space and skips as Bernie putting pressure on it. David dribbling out, will play it forward to Carpenter. Carpenter looking towards Frederick, and Frederick again offside. It'll be a free kick for Andrew College. Taken by Hannah Stanley. A couple substitutions getting ready to be made by South Georgia as Oliver looking for that through ball, looking for Hosell. Hosell gets on the end of it, strikes off the hands and the fingertips out for a corner, and we'll have substitutions made by both teams. Is into the game. Raines wearing 18, and returning is Schellentrager. Hoiberg comes off, and returning is Ashley Hagenbaugh. David comes out for South Georgia along with Parsley. So it'll be an in-swinging corner kick taken by Kayla Kiefer. Forward, looking for Hannah Stanley's head. Off of her head, and Hagenbaugh is there. Plays it right back in. Off the fingertips, still in the box. Shot by Tessa Bates, and we'll have another corner. Andrew College knocking on the doorsteps here. Good play by Hagenbaugh to lift it, and Tessa Bates scored on a corner kick in the last game for Andrew College. A thumping header. Across the box, in, and cleared away. Cleared away by South Georgia as Andrew College banging on the doorsteps here. 3 big chances on the corner kicks taken. And the substitute Rains on the ball. Guarded by Bates. And she'll find the feet of Bernard. Bernard looking over to Frederick. And in towards the goal, and it'll be a goal kick. Yibron out to defend. And it'll be an Andrew College throw-in. Bates will play it to Colella, out to Bogus. Bogus pokes it to Kiefer. Kiefer turns, gets past her mark, bursting forward, and coming into pressure behind will be slide tackle, and Hagenbaugh can't get out of it, but it'll fall down to Bernie on the far side. Pokes past the defender, runs past, bursts to the line, cuts it back, crosses. Hosell and Bates there. Bates shots off the crossbar, and it's going to be no goal. And 19-13, the clock is stopped here as there was a collision inside the box, and the referee's out to check on the goalkeeper, crushing off the crossbar. Andrew College knocking on the door. We're going to step away for a second. We're going to step away here. This is the GCAA Women's Soccer Semifinal number 2. Well, we'll stay here. Looks to be everybody's all right. If Rachel Harden has to come out, she's played 630 minutes coming into today. 7-1 record. Rachel Rain Pilgrim, excuse me. Also a sophomore, played in given up 2 goals in 4 appearances this year. Made 1 start with a 2-0 record and was credited with one of the 2 clean sheets for South Georgia this year. But everything seems to be good with Harden. Even though you see Pilgrim getting warm up on the sideline there. We're looking to get back started. And it'll be a free kick from the goal box for South Georgia as we'll get the clock started. It's 19 minutes and 13 seconds remaining in regulation. Andrew College been knocking on the door here late. Trail by a goal, 1-0. And it'll be played. Hosell picks it up, plays it back to Colella, who gives it to Stanley. And deflected, comes out to Bernie. Bernie picks her head up, looking towards the backside, and knocked away by Harden. Gary Harbinson says, Lady Fighting Tigers, keep the pressure on. That goal will come. It looks like it's going to, and Hosell's got a throw in here. 18.5 minutes to go. Hosell, skying throw. Kiefer lays it off. And back to Kiefer. She's onside. Plays it across. Deflected. And just out of the reach of Bernie as Andrew College all over South Georgia. Missing that final chance. Is this going to be another semifinal? It goes down to the wire, 1-0. South Georgia looking to make another attack. Frederick can't get on the end of that one. And Bogus clearance comes down to Frederick. She's on the near side. Cuts it against Oliver. Gets into the box. And strikes. And Haas is there to collect. Big punt by Haas will be knocked down. Bates plays it to Hosell. Hosell, deflected pass comes back to herself into Bates. Bates flicks it on. And an offside is called on Kiefer. At Josh Fines 9 says, "Go Lady Tigers, massive support from the lads watching, #Tigers." And here's Kiefer defending, pokes it away, but it'll be a South Georgia throw-in. And a substitution will be made as Parsley will return. And one speed serve for the other as Carpenter will go off. Throw inside. They love that throw in. It's picked up. And Stanley will clear it away, but it bounces over Hagenbaugh into the feet of Pickering. And Kiefer staying down. And Bates keeps it up to Stanley, who's out of her defensive position. And Bogus sees the touch go past, and Frederick on the attack. Oliver gets cut past. Oliver comes back to defend. Stanley's back. Shot by Frederick is wide of the mark, and clock will be stopped here as Kayla Kiefer comes off and will be replaced by Sydney Hoiberg. Taken, comes right down to Hoiberg as it slips past everybody and through, looking for Burney. Burney coming forward, tackle, and Burney goes down, but the slide tackle by Sisson sees the ball go out, and it'll be an Andrew College throw-in. Throw in to Bates, back to Burney, cuts past the man. Chips to the back post. Hoiberg's there, and she misses it, and it'll be out for a goal kick. All over South Georgia's Andrew College. You got to feel, if you're an Andrew College supporter, that it's going to come. And if one goal comes, you might see 2 or 3 in the way this game's going right now. But you have Frederick on the other end, and she's caused problems all night. She's been a little disappointed by some of her shots. 18 goals on the year. Plays one through. Yibrin back to recover and plays it to Haas. Raquel Haas. Big kick comes back into the center circle where Frederick is there. And Stanley comes up and wins it. Hoagland plays it forward and will be collected and driven ball. Kalala picks it up from Bogus, and Bogus will get it again. This time lays it forward to Bates, back to Kalala. Kalala's ball looking for Burney. Burney into space. Getting forward is Yaya Burney. She cut past her mark and does it again. Toward the byline. Yaya Burney plays it off the goalkeeper's hands. And it's a goal! Yaya Burney does it. She's done it. She gets Andrew College back in level. 1-1 is the score. There'll be no clean sheet here. And this is a ball game, ladies and gentlemen. 14-12 remaining in the match. And immediately Melissa Carpenter comes back in for South Georgia and replaces Raines. Back at it. All level. 1 win the score here on Yaya Burney's 6th goal of the year. Darting past is Kuno, but picked up by Stanley. Stanley looking for Burney again, but it's going to be deflected by South Georgia. Bates trying to put pressure on it. Come into Parsley. Parsley looking for Frederick. Frederick offside is the call. Free kick taken. It's off of someone, and it will be a South Georgia throw-in. Throw-in taken. Bates deflects. Colella plays it forward. Hoiberg's there. Turns. Looks across to Bates. Bates back through towards Hoiberg. Hoiberg turned around, but she'll put pressure on and will get a touch on it, but it goes out for a throw-in. High intensity in this game as Andrew College has put so much pressure on South Georgia. Finally got the goal. Bates plays it forward. And it comes to Colella, who plays it back. A little pinball down there. And now it comes to Frederick. Frederick tries to leave it for herself, and Oliver plays it out. Parsley coming forward. Colella steps in, wins the ball, plays it wide for Hosell. And Hosell looking to use her pace, and collision there. Free kick taken. Yibrin's there to deflect it, but picked up by South Georgia. And it'll go out for a throw into Andrew College. Throw-in headed down by South Georgia, looking to get back on the front foot. And Colella there wins it for Andrew College. The Hagen ball out to Bogus. Bogus plays it forward to Hoiberg. Good run by the freshman Hoiberg. Hoiberg touches it into space, but defended well and won by Hoagland. And then Hoiberg, and it will be a goal kick. At Gary Harbinson says, at Andrew College Women's Soccer, at Corey Harbinson 12, yes, get in there. I think he's referring to the goal. And here comes South Georgia looking to get on the front foot again. David plays it forward to Parsley, but is in the air, and Colella tried to intercept and win the header, but her header back to South Georgia. Now back defending their Andrew College in numbers. And Frederick turns it over to Colella, who plays an outlet to, that is Sadie Springer into the game. Over into space, looking for Hoiberg, but collected by the goalkeeper, Rachel Harden. And that'll be handling. Free kick for South Georgia, looking to get on the attack. Frederick goes down in a pile, and the referee says, play on. Touch forward, Haas will jog out and collect that with her feet. And now we have a stoppage. And Kayla Kiefer will get Bernie. The goal scorer right now, the tying goal scorer. 1-1 level score here. So far we've had 3 goals in 2 matches in 170 minutes. Some people don't like soccer. But I tell you what, this is what makes it intriguing and exciting. The intensity between these two teams is the number 2 and 3 seed. Deadlocked even here. Hannah Stanley. Ball into space looking for Hosell. Deep run by Hosell. And we'll put the pressure on to Schellentrager. But a combination will get South Georgia out of trouble. Gets through. Colella, there to deflect it away. And it'll go out for a throw into South Georgia. Off of Hosell. Referee seemed to have put up his flag, but I'm not sure what for. Took it down real quick. And Yibrin will dance past 2 defenders. Up the line. Plays one into space. Looking for Springer. She's got space and speed. Pressure coming. And miscommunication. And the goalkeeper for South Georgia able to fall on it. There's almost a mistake there that could have cost South Georgia the match. Kiefer will pick it up. Plays for Springer. Springer turns. Will play it to Hagenbaugh. Hagenbaugh to Hosell. Hosell has her pass deflected. And Schellentrigger goes down. But we'll see Tessa Bates come in. And she'll replace Sydney Hoiberg. Throw in taken by Hosell to the Bates, who just came on. Bates cuts inside. Looks for Kiefer. Back to Springer. And an offside is called. But it'll stay with Andrew College after the free kick. Throw in taken. Knocked down by South Georgia. Springer got a foot in there, but it comes back to South Georgia. Picked up by Bernard. Bernard out to the Pacey Parsley. The Pacey Parsley. Into space for David. Trace bound by Bogus. Bogus gets in on the challenge. Turns it away and plays it forward. Parsley will look to throw it in. David asks for it on the head. Flick on towards Frederick. But picked up by Kallela. Back to Frederick. And Frederick has it knocked out, and it's off of her. And it'll be out for a throw into Andrew College. Throw in taken by Bogus into Kiefer. Kiefer to Bates. Bates back to Kallela and relieving the pressure into space as the goalkeeper Arden coming forward and will kick it in. Bates can't get it. Bogus tries to get it. She's bodied off and comes back and gets it. Bates to Kallela. Back to Bates. Bates out to Kiefer. Kiefer trying to get past. And it's going to be laid back to the goalkeeper. 6.5 remaining here. 6:24 we'll call it exact. And the flick on, looking for Parsley. But Oliver's there. And now it comes back to Stanley. Stanley slips one through to Hagenbaugh off a deflection. And Hagenbaugh carrying it forward. Ball towards Springer. And now over the head. Now played away by David under pressure from Kayla Kiefer. Bates turns. Springer there. Springer plays it and intercepted by Pickering. Pickering out to Parsley. And Oliver there steps in, wins the ball. Does Sydney Oliver up to back to Oliver. Left foot cross looking for Springer. And it's deflected and out for a throw-in. It'll be a throw-in for South Georgia, taken by David. And throw-in taken square in, headed up in the air. Bates is there. Bates wins it, but it can't be collected by Springer. And charging forward is Hoagland. Now over to Kuno, back to Parsley. And Hoagland plays it forward into space. And light pressure coming from South Georgia. Haas has it and will play it forward to Kallela. And the ball missed and picked up by Springer. Springer goes down and Bates gets in, sticks, and it'll be a free kick for Andrew College. Good patience from the referee to see the play break down and the foul happen, but almost able to break through was Bates. So Kiefer will have a free kick. This is a far distance away for Kayla Kiefer. Chipped ball towards the back post and off the head of Tessa Bates, out for a goal kick. So 4:07 remain here in regulation. We'll say it once, and we'll say it again. If this game is level after regulation, we go to overtime. 2 10-minute periods of golden goal soccer to decide this. If there's no winner, we go to spots or kicks from the mark. Bates plays it over to Kiefer. Kiefer cuts her mark and looks to strike. Chip ball. And just over the keeper, over the net, and out for a goal kick. Knocking on the door, Andrew College again. Playing it Harden out wide. And intercepted. Bernie, who just came back on, out towards Hosell. Hosell gets it, and her touch goes big, and Hosell is called for a foul. So a free kick right by the byline for South Georgia. Free kick taken, and it's out of play. So it'll be a throw-in for Andrew College. 3 minutes, exactly 3 minutes remain in regulation. 1-1, we are level. A goal from each team in the second half here. Bates, ball bounces, touches past one, goes down, and not even a look from the referee in the box. Was not even a sign as far as he gave it any consideration or thought anybody should be yelling. So Hosell trying to get past her mark, and this will probably see a stoppage in play and a yellow card caution for Carly Hosell. I think we'd call that persistent infringement. So Hoiberg will come in. Hosell comes out on the yellow card. 2:23 remain on the caution to Carly Hosell. And a free kick for South Georgia in their own defensive third. Ball's played and nodded down by Oliver. And ball will be played out to David here on the near side. Coming forward. Played past Bogus. Parsley looking to play it across and will come all the way to the back post. Mistouched there by Carpenter. And Hagenbaugh slide tackle, sends it back, and then the play by Bates. Ball bounces. Frederick takes a volley that ends up being well out, wide and high, out for a goal kick. A minute and 24 seconds remain as Haas takes the goal kick. Knocked down. And coming forward, knocked away by Oliver. Stanley turns with it. And there's a free kick on the foul. As Kuno stepping on Stanley. So with a minute and 4 seconds, Hagenbaugh comes over into the half. Chased. And Hagenbaugh looking and will go down. But there's a play on advantage as Andrew College keeps the ball. Bernie looking for Hoiberg in, and under 48 seconds to go. Here comes South Georgia looking forward to the region's leading goal scorer, but it's going to come to Bogus. Bogus under pressure now, trying to slide it forward, and Frederick not able to get it to her. She looks exhausted, and so do a lot of other players out there. Bogus playing it away, 28 seconds. And that'll be handling. So free kick for Andrew College. 22 seconds remain in the regulation. Stanley plays it forward, and it deflects and past Kiefer. It'll be out for a throw-in, so under 10 seconds here in regulation. Looks like we're going to overtime. Both coaches calling their players over, and there goes the clock. We're on overtime, ladies and gentlemen. This is what the road to the NJCAA National Tournament's all about. Win or go home, win and advance. So we'll step away. We have 5 minutes in between periods. Don't go anywhere. This one's not over. This is the GCAA Sports Network live broadcast of Region 17 Women's Soccer Semifinals from Darton State College. So welcome back. We're heading to overtime. And in college soccer, Overtime is 2 10-minute periods, but golden goal. If someone scores in the first second, game over. If we go 10 minutes, then we go to a 2-minute halftime between overtime periods. And then after the second 10, if there's still no score, we go to kicks from the mark. Some people would refer to those as penalty kicks. But as we had a little trivia during the break here off air rather, cannot be a penalty kick without a penalty. It's kicks from the mark, and Hagenbaugh and Bates gets it started for Andrew College. Yibrin will play it forward. Hoiberg under pressure out to Bernie. And Yibrin will play that out of trouble. So it'll be a throw-in taken by David and deflected, and out again David with the throw-in. Throws it in square for Bernard. And Bates putting pressure, and so does Kiefer, but it'll come back to Bernard. Hoiberg lays it off to Colella. Colella back to Stanley, and Stanley will play it out of trouble, but right back to Bernard in the center circle for South Georgia. A goal each in the second half for these two teams. A goal by Yaya Burney and a goal by Frederick. Chanel Frederick. It was her 18th goal of the year. Stanley defending on the byline, and it'll go out for a corner kick to South Georgia. For Burney, 6 goals on the year. And so it'll be, I believe that's Parsley on the far side. Will be an out-swinging right-footed corner. Everybody back for Andrew College to defend. Swings it, looking for Frederick, bounces over everybody and through the box. Picked up, turned away by Bates. And then Bates will slide it into Hoiberg. Hoiberg looking to switch the point of attack, and not far enough for Kiefer, but it's going to bounce down. Bernie nods it down, and the combination for Bates is deflected and out. This is off of Corley. Taken, throw in by Yibrin. Back to Stanley. Stanley, direct ball. And Colella will get it. And diagonal ball goes into the box, and it'll be collected by Hardin. Hardin distribution will spring Parsley on the far side, guarded by Hagenbaugh. And Hagenbaugh gets beat, but Bogus is there to clean it up, and Kiefer can't keep it in, so it'll be a throw-in to South Georgia, who's playing at a higher tempo than they did in the second half there when Andrew College was knocking on the door continuously. Frederick making a run in behind, slipped across, Haas there to collect as it was looking Carpenter at the back post lurking, but Haas there to collect on the big reach. And she'll punt it towards Kiefer. Bounces over the defender. Comes down to Bates. Bates has it poked away, and Bates will knock it out. And it'll go off of Bates for a throw-in to South Georgia at the midfield line. Towards Parsley. And Bogus plays it away. It comes all the way back to the center back, and Jenna Corley, who plays it out to David. And Bernie's there to deflect it away before it could get to Melissa Carpenter. David throws it in, and flick header comes down to Andrew College, and they'll play it right back as it's a little bit back and forth. Missed touch by David, and out of play will be a throw-in to Andrew College right in front of the South Georgia bench. And taken and played off, and it'll be a Bates will come off, Hosell in. So size for pace for Andrew College. Throw in taken. Hosell gets the touch and plays it back. As Hagenbaugh looks to play it, chase it back. It comes to Stanley. Stanley plays it up to Kiefer. Kiefer flicks it to Hagenbaugh's area, but it's past her. And comes down to Carly Colella. Carly Colella looking for Hosell. Hosell into space. Hosell, strike with the right peg, wide of the mark, and out for a goal kick. Goal kick taken. Comes into the middle for Pickering. Bogus going forward. Tackle, and off of Emily Bogus. And we got a clock stop. Bogus down. And trainers come on. So 5:08 remain here in this first period of overtime. 1-1 the score after regulation. Again, if you're joining us late, Frederick scored to give South Georgia a lead, and then Yaya Burney scored to draw the match level at 1 apiece here, all in the second half. And the winner of this will go on to face Darton in the women's portion of this tournament tomorrow evening at 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So if you're across the ocean in, say, the UK, that'd be 9 p.m. And then the men's game will follow at 6 p.m. local Eastern Standard Time. So if you're, say, it's the next day. And if you're in Australia, it may be close to the next day. So wherever you may be tuning in, and that game on the men's side will be the number 1 seed Darton State looking to defend their regular season title, which they defended from last year, and also looking to defend the tournament championship, which they won last year. And the winner of that will go on in the men's side to the Southeast District Tournament. The women's champion will go on to play in the national tournament. Different qualifications for these two sides. And here's Frederick looking for Parsley, and it's out of play. So it'll be a throw into Andrew College. And cleared away. So under 5 minutes remain here in the first period of overtime. Again, this is a golden goal. You score and you go on, you don't and you go home. But if nobody scores, we go to kicks from the mark. And if it goes to kicks from the mark, actually no one loses. Here's Colella picking up on the mistouch, looking out at Burney and just overshooting Burney. So it'll be David who will take the throw. And that'll be off of South Georgia. And throw in for Andrew College. Missed throw. And Hosell coming back. Put pressure on, send him back. As Corley swings it to David. And touching around. And looking for the through ball for Carpenter. Looking Stanley standing up. And Haas there to collect it. And Haas will have the punt. Big punt towards the center circle. Bounces through 3 players. 2 South Georgia defenders didn't get on it. And here's Colella nodding it forward. And she loses the ball, and South Georgia will keep possession here with 3:17 remain in this first period of overtime. Yibrin touching around, but losing it to Carpenter. Carpenter landing out to David. David losing it to the sideline. A throw-in taken by Katarina Yibrin. Looking up the line. And knotted down by South Georgia. Coming forward again. Hoiberg there and Colella, excuse me. But danger coming. And Oliver to Hoiberg, the 2 Sydneys, combine and play it towards Carly Colella, who's got David there. Now free kick after the foul on Andrew College taken by Bernard towards Frederick, and it's blocked down and cleared away by Kiefer. And Bates and Haas offer line quickly to get the ball before Frederick, who was lurking, could get there. Big punt towards Hosell. Hosell laying it off towards her run made up top. But it's South Georgia with the ball. David looking into space. And Stanley will play it to Yibrin. Under pressure, Yibrin has the ball deflect, and Haas coming to collect. Haas will play it forward, looking for Hosell. Deflection comes to Hoiberg, over to Bernie. Bernie will lay it back to Colella, up to Bernie. And it will be an Andrew College corner kick. So it'll be taken by Kayla Kiefer here. Kiefer to take it with the in-swinging left foot. Under a minute, Kiefer swings it to the near post. Headed back across the goal, and it's going to be cleared away by South Georgia, but comes to Hagenbaugh. 35 seconds here in the first period of overtime. Hagenbaugh back in towards the box. And again, and this one will trickle towards the goalkeeper, who will pick it up with 24 seconds remaining in the first period of overtime. Big punt coming high in the air, but Bates deflected, and Stanley there to clear it away. And under 10 seconds remain here in this first period of overtime. Colella turns away from pressure and will play it back to Stanley, and that'll end the first period of overtime. We've played 100 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. We have at least 10 more to go before we go kicks from the mark. 1-1 the score. We head to the second period of overtime with a short break here. Don't go anywhere. I'm Rudy Radiger, and we'll be back in just a moment. Well, we're hoping you're enjoying it just as much as we are bringing you this. 1-1. We played 100 minutes. If somebody scores in the 101st, we'll be over. Golden goal, the determination during overtime periods. If we have no score, then we go to kicks from the mark. Frederick and South Georgia get it started. Back to David, who's played a lot there in the outside back. Kiefer pokes it away for Andrew College, but David gets it right back. And it'll go to the pacey Carpenter, who will lay it back across to Corley. And squaring it across. Bernie trying to gamble a little bit, couldn't get there. And looking in for Parsley. Almost had the South Georgia bench excited. And coming forward and winning it is Sisson. Sisson bursting forward. And she'll play it across, turned away by Oliver. Comes to Frederick, though. And Frederick has the ball headed by Hoiberg. Just enough, but Hoiberg missed clearance. Bogus has it blocked, and it's going to go towards the corner, and it stays in. Bogus will be there, plays it up the line. And another Bernard going forward. And Frederick in an offside position. Will be a free kick for Andrew College. And Haas will play it forward to Bates. Bates plays it out towards Hosell. Hosell slows it down and will look a diagonal ball. Looking in the back post. Kiefer slides. And it's going to trickle out past the goalkeeper. Deflected well by Hardin. Again, knocking on the door is Andrew College just after South Georgia had a chance on the other end. These teams locked horns last year in this game. Andrew College took an early lead, and then South Georgia saw a red card in that half, but came back to win 2-1. So the sophomores that are on the field for Harbinson's team remembers that, and Sisson, a freshman for South Georgia, sees that go out of play. Missed play up the line, looking for Parsley, who was in that game last year for South Georgia, to my recollection. Colella plays it to Stanley. Stanley plays it forward to Kiefer, lays it off to Hoiberg. Hoiberg looking forward, and that is out of the reach of Tessa Bates. Picked up by Hardin. And there'll be big punt forward. And Stanley misplays it. Yibrin can't get on it either. And a ball into space for Carpenter. Carpenter knocked away by Sydney Oliver at the last second. But Frederick gets past one. And Yibrin's there. And clips and collected by Haas at the near post. 7:03. We've played now 3 minutes of the second period of overtime. Hoiberg turns and has the ball taken off of her by Bernard, right from Oliver to Colella. Colella looking for Hosell over the foot of Hosell. She keeps it in, and she'll go to the byline. Pressure coming, and cleared away by Hoagland. Hosell plays to Bernie. Bernie with the one goal for Andrew College. Plays it across the box. Looking for Kiefer. And it's going to skip past everyone and be picked up by Carpenter. Carpenter will play a direct ball for Frederick. And the flag goes up as Frederick came from an offside position. And so it'll be a free kick for Andrew College. Taken by Bogus up the near side. Bursting, well, we won't call that bursting. She comes forward, slips it for Hosell. Hosell turns, looks for Bates, and it comes back to her on the deflection. Now to Hoiberg, to Sydney Oliver. Oliver to Bogus. Bogus under some pressure. Goes forward, plays Bates. Bates looks to leave it off and deflects it. And Bernie with the scissor turn. Comes back, two on her at the byline. Looks to turn, goes down, ball's one. And Bates is there to tackle and keep the ball deep in the other end. Both teams standing in anticipation. The throw-in's taken. Bates deflects. Hosell can't get on it. It's picked up by Pickering for South Georgia as they look to come forward. Played into the path of Frederick and sent back to the other side for Carpenter. Carpenter with Yibron defending will cut inside. Looks for Frederick, behind Frederick, and played out by Andrew College. Kiefer pokes it forward for Hosell and won by now Andrew College and Emily Bogus picking it up. Kiefer out to Bernie, who surveys the field. Has Hosell, cuts her defender, and gets inside. Slips it for Bates. Bates has got runners and help all over the place as Hoiberg gets it. Hoiberg strikes and wide of the mark, out for a goal kick. So 4 minutes and 9 seconds and counting down remain in this overtime period. Misplayed by South Georgia, picked up by Bernie for Andrew College. Cuts it back and ball towards the other side. And it will be a free kick on the handling by South Georgia. Dangerous area. The center backs come forward for Andrew College. Because all it takes, one goal. 3:40 to remain in this overtime period. And it's going to be started on the whistle. Kayla Kiefer with the free kick. Kiefer, 3 goals, 5 assists on the year. A goal or an assist will work here, but this one goes and whizzles past the post on the backside. So 3:20 and under now. Arden takes the goal kick. It's going to fall right to Bernie's head, who flicks it in the middle and picked up by Bernard. Now to Parsley. Parsley looking forward to Frederick. Bogus plays it out of trouble and up the line. This is going to be hard for either of these teams to come back tomorrow, 3 o'clock, and play in the championship game. Battling this whole time. Darton today, they went forward, but they didn't have a lot going against them as ABAC was sitting in trying to counter. And so these two teams have been going back and forth for 108 minutes. So 2.5 minutes remain here. Yibron slides it forward for Bates. Bates has it poked away, and now Bernard looking into Parsley. Parsley down, dances, plays it across, and that's it. A goal by South Georgia here with 2:02 remain. They head to the championship game, defeating Andrew College 2-1 for the second straight year. An incredible game tonight for these two teams, battling for the entire period. So we're joined now by the GCAA commissioner and David Elder, and
Rudy, we saw a good match here. As you said, went into the 108th minute before the goal right there by South Georgia Hawks, and I think you hit the nail on the head just a minute ago. It's going to be tough for them to come out tomorrow because Darton did, even though it was a 1-0 ball game in the earlier game, Darton was not tested and they weren't pushed back and forth like this game. And had two good matches tonight, and we come back tomorrow with the women's game at 3 o'clock with our number 2 seed South Georgia State Lady Hawks against number 1 seed Darton College, and then the men's game at 6 o'clock, championship game follows with number 2 seed Georgia Military going up against number 1 seed Darton. So this is the way it should be, the number 1s and number 2s. And, I know you put me on here. I've been sitting back behind you just watching, and, it's been a good day for GCAA soccer.
Yeah, and it's funny because you say it's the way it's supposed to be as a commissioner. That's maybe how you feel, but as a fan, you got to.
I was a fan too. Hey, I'm even though I do, as you said, the paid duties, I'm still a fan too. I like watching it back and forth, and when shots are missed, I'm sitting here buckling at the knees and like, oh man, So it's that's what you want to like to see is good competition, and that's what we had here tonight. And unfortunately, 2 go home and 2 advance, and 2 live for another day.
Yep, we've had there'll be 6 teams come to this spot in a 2-day period to crown 2 champions. And you talk about the different qualifications. The women's team champion goes directly to the national tournament, where the men's team will go to the Southeast District route.
In the Southeast District this year, it won't be determined until Sunday. I'll get a phone call from their region director to find out who won it. And, it's a good possibility, just speculating, it might be Lewisburg. And if that's the case, of course, they're going to want to host it. And their top 2 will go. Their winner will be the number 1 seed. The Florida champion will be the number 2 seed. The Carolina runner-up will be the 3 seed. And then, of course, our Georgia representative will be the 4 seed. So,
and you say, of course, Lewisburg would be and for those tuning in, they were the number 1 team in the national poll, is why you kind of speculate they might be the champion. And,
of course, just like when I was talking with Coach Ken Valence today, it's that, when you get to postseason, anything can happen, and you never – the old cliche, each one puts their pants on one leg at a time, and they both go out and play. Really, at this point, it's a 0-0 season. So, we get out here and play, and sometimes a break here, a break there, and all of a sudden, wow, we weren't expecting that. So, with all that said, you would think Lewisburg would be the champion, but they've got to play their tournament this weekend. And so, we'll find out on the men's side come Sunday.
Yep. And then as we look towards basketball, you've got some good things going on in the basketball rankings in the
well,
region.
we just finished cross country last weekend with the state championship. Also, too, D3 tennis, women's tennis plays in the fall. Oxford College from us won the women's national championship, so we've got a national
again, right?
Again, yeah. So we got another national champion there, and it's it's good.
Very good. So we'll have a team represent at least on the women's side, definitely to the national championship. So we'll sure catch up with you tomorrow. We've got a break in between the 2 games, so
we'll be here and we can talk a little bit. And I just enjoy. Usually, a lot of times I'll do a little play-by-play, but I like sitting back and listening to you because, hey, nobody can do it better than the ones that know soccer.
Well, we attempt at least. We pretend.
Well, hey, I just want to say thank you right now to you and to Mark Brown and the journalism group at Andrew College for making this work for us tonight, and we appreciate it, guys, and we'll see y'all tomorrow.
Definitely, and we'll take it off from here, and we thank everybody for tuning in. For everyone here at the GCAA Sports Network, for Mark Brown, Kia Foreman, and Kenneth Williams, I'm Rudy Radiger. So long, ladies and gentlemen. Till tomorrow. Have a good night. God bless and safe travels.